The Gotham War storyline in Batman comics is even worse than I thought it was. I'll tell you why in a minute, but first, hi, I'm Jacob Berry. This is my vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like this video, leave me a comment, and tell me what you think. Share it out to everyone, and of course, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs, and when I do, I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything live stream for all of you to participate in. So, be sure to click that subscribe button because every single one of those clicks helps me out tremendously. Thank you. All right. So diving into the topic right away. Sorry, my microphone is being awkward today. I don't know what the deal is. So I kind of talked about Gotham War in a previous video and described it. And essentially what it is Batman is coming off the Night Terrors incident, which normally when those big events happen, people know about it. As far as I know, there was no buzz about Night Terrors. Anyway, so a new personality of Batman took over. It's basically this sort of backup personality if Bruce Wayne ever gets disabled, so to speak, and Bruce Wayne gets eliminated, and it's just Batman. So it's Batman with no filter. And what's happening is during his absence in the Night Terrors incident, Catwoman somehow got this bright idea to use her wealth, which she stole, to hire all the bad guys' henchmen and then train them to be thieves, and then they steal from the super wealthy, which the comic has not defined. And basically, as a result of this, crime has technically dropped. I would like to point out the crime rate didn't drop, it just went up in a different way, which is what is happening in all these other places where they institute these ridiculous mandates like gun control and whatnot. Anyway, neither here nor there. But so Batman comes back, and instead of taking a vacation, he actually arrests. He immediately goes into action, and he starts thrashing sort of petty criminals, and then he goes after some of Catwoman's henchmen. And basically what's happening is they're using the lower crime rate to justify, treating Batman poorly. So his, like I mentioned in the last video, Nightwing, Tim Drake, Red Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, spoiler, sorry, and the Orphan, I almost called her Batgirl again, the Orphan, they all turn against him and try to take him out, except for Damian Wayne Robin. And last time I reported that Catwoman lectures Bruce Wayne on his white privilege and all this, and she says, look, my way's better, and you should just retire, basically. Well, I actually find out that there's another part where he gets lectured, and this time by Renee Montoya, who for some reason is commissioner in this new series. I guess Gordon is retired. They hired, in between Gordon and Montoya, they hired some other rando who turned out to be racist, and of course he had to be taken down. So now Montoya, who used to be interesting, she originated in Batman the Animated Series, transitioned to the comic books, where she kind of fell in love with Harvey Dent, and but whenever he was in control of his body, of course, with Two-Face, he lost control. But then later they decided to, change her sexual orientation. She became a lesbian, and that has been her personality ever since. She's got no agency outside of her sexual orientation. That's it. And it's very annoying how they've just used that for this character. It drives me crazy when they do that, when they change established characters and mix it with the lore. It's very annoying. And for a while, they even had her pose as the Question. Okay, anyway, neither here nor there. With this, it just shows just how creatively bankrupt and lazy these writers are. This is done by Chip Zdarsky, and it's just. At what point does DC Comics become embarrassed? Not just because the comics aren't selling well, but just by the sheer mockery that they're facing from fans, from critics. But no, they get likes, which I guess gives them increases their dopamine levels or whatever, and so they get it from all these social media weirdos who don't even buy the comics. They either bootleg them or don't read them at all, and you can tell that these people on social media aren't familiar with Batman. They do the whole thing of, you're just a white savior and you're using your money when you could decrease poverty. Never mind, in the comic books, Bruce Wayne has been doing that since the inception of the character, since he was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Bruce Wayne has always been very, very charitable. The problem is Gotham City is a corrupt city. It's a fictional town. Yes, it's based on New York, depending on who you ask, but it is a fictional place. It's where crime goes. And by the way, giving criminals better skills and better access won't make them less dangerous. This is a fantasy land that Batman is supposed to be grounded. Yes, I know he's fought kaiju and bizarre sci-fi things and supernatural stuff, but Batman is supposed to be grounded in reality. And the reality is, in a big city like that, just changing who the victims are doesn't matter. Batman is right in this case to go after Catwoman and her team. And what's shocking to me is how the Bat family how they just betray Bruce. This has been a recurring theme that we've seen in the New 52. When they rebooted it. Prior to that, in what's called the Final Crisis era, Bruce Wayne had actually adopted Tim Drake and had made him Tim Wayne. But then when the New 52 comes along, oh no, they have a schism. Then he has a schism. Jason Todd's is pretty obvious. That has history. But even Dick Grayson or Barbara or whoever, he always has a schism with them. It's so crazy because Batman was always portrayed as a good mentor, but a tough one. He's tough but fair. Sometimes he's extremely harsh, but he was a good mentor. Green Arrow was always supposed to be the bad mentor. One of his sidekicks got addicted to drugs and all this other stuff. He was supposed to be, the opposite of Batman. He takes a more sophisticated approach. Batman takes a more tactical approach to in regards to crime fighting. And with this, just to see all these years of lore just thrown out the window just to get some high fives from woke weirdos on social media, it's downright embarrassing, and it's why I don't read the comics. Guess what's not on my pull list? Gotham War. Sure, I'll keep up with it to see what's going on. I'll maybe pick it up in a library or something, but all this stuff is just nonsense. They need to hire writers who actually know about the lore, who actually care about Batman and want to see it succeed. But they're too busy. Oh no, we've got to get our high fives from Twitter. That's what matters the most. We have to do that, you see. No, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but those fans on social media, they don't matter. For one thing, they're not buying your stuff. You know what I just purchased? Batman Justice Buster. You know what it's not? From DC Comics. It is actually from a manga. And I haven't read it yet, but I bet you dollars to donuts the writing is superior to what we're seeing in Gotham War and even previously with Joker War. It is bizarro how pun intended, it is bizarro how DC Comics is treating their once great flagship characters like Superman, like Wonder Woman, like Batman. It's absolutely crazy, and it's why fans like me are starting to tune out. And it's already starting to affect the media, and as far as films and whatnot. And, Catwoman lectures Batman on the rich and powerful in The Batman. As much as I like the movie, come on, that was an eye-roll inducing scene. Let's be real. And I don't care about hearing social commentary from Batman. I wanted to see him beat up the bad guys. And going back to the whole thing of Bruce Wayne being charitable, that has long since been established. He's always supporting orphanages. He's always doing jobs programs. He's always providing ways to help the poor communities of Gotham. It's always been part of his character. That's what he does as Bruce Wayne while he fights crime at night as Batman. And to insult and malign the character in this way, is not just an insult to the character, it's an insult to the fans who have been following, in my case, since I was in kindergarten. That is how long I've been reading and collecting Batman comic books, since I was in kindergarten. Think about that for a second. But no, my opinion doesn't matter to DC Comics, and maybe it shouldn't. I mean, they're a free company, a free and open company. They can do whatever they want, but they're not going to do it with my dollars. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to StudioJake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.